Like women that's on your level as in aesthetics, they just not. It's not happening.
Like, it's so many bad bitches that's single.
Why? Though?
They so caught up with going to the club, popping bottles, a dude spending a check on them at Chanel, and like they missing all the signs. They just going straight for the vibe. Once you get to a certain place and you've been dating for like 10, 15 years, like, and I've seen it online, it's like, you know better. And then I see the guys start to get younger and younger and younger because you're not evolving. But I feel like you have to get to a point where you got to grow up. You got to put your big girl panties on, grow the fuck up, like step your pussy up, like grow up. You cannot be doing the same shit you was doing when you was 19. Let them young girls have that. So when you in your 30s, you're supposed to be about your business. You're supposed to be finding the man that you're supposed to marry and start that next chapter. Women feel like they could do all that and it's not looked down upon, or it looks bad. These women can't figure out why their man won't take them serious. Look at you outside and niggas' faces.
Not even your man, just men, period.
Men, period. Nobody wants to see their woman out doing the most all the time. They want to be like, yo, sit down. Sit down every blue moon. Skip a night. Skip a man.
Skip a man.
You're not going to paint me out to be the villain now, are
No.
Okay.
This is my direction would be like being engaged,
Okay.
like your past life.
Okay, that's fine.
That's really it for real.
Cool.
So not the villain. So
Okay.
just be mindful how you answer the question, because you could be the villain.
Okay.
It just depends how you answer it.
All right.
Okay. All right. So welcome to the Rich and Unemployed Uncut. I'm your host, Jonathan Dubuisson, aka Finesse, and I have a lovely lady here today with me.
Yes.
I didn't know you was that well known.
I'm really not. I be chilling. I've been real low key lately.
Yeah, lately, but your sister told me you had like a cult following.
Don't listen to my sister. She is crazy.
Introduce yourself to the people who don't know you.
Where am I looking at? The camera here.
Oh, this is your camera. That's your camera.
Oh, okay. Cool. So I'm Briteady. A lot of people never know how to pronounce it, but think like Edie's ice cream. Briteady. I'm from Atlanta. I used to do a lot of modeling, acting years ago when I was like a teenager, and that's kind of how like I built my platform.
Yeah.
Acting, modeling, serial entrepreneur. I've been in business forever. I've never had a real corporate job. So
Yeah.
I've been an entrepreneur like my whole life.
So how'd you get into insurance?
Insurance is it's actually a very interesting story. I was on Instagram and this guy hit me up on Instagram and he was like, have you ever thought about getting into insurance? You are amazing in marketing, like your brand and all of that, like you would kill it. And I was like, I don't know. Like, it just seems so boring. It's not me. You got to keep in mind, like, I'm traveling the world, selling the 7 C's, like just nothing boring at that time. So I was like, I don't know. He's like, it's a good business. The goal is to get into it for a couple of years, make a lot of money, and then get out. So I was like, I'm interested in seeing what it's about. So it took maybe about 2 years for me to actually be interested. And so finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the work and let's see what's up with this. So I went to school. I went to class. It took me almost, I want to say like a year and a half to develop the business. So I got into it. Everybody was like, why insurance? Why would you get into insurance? Like, you just don't give me insurance vibes. And I'm like, I'm a numbers person.
Right. Yeah.
So I like money. I like business. I like how I was sold on it. It's like you do it, you grind, and then after you grind, you can kind of just coast.
Yeah.
And it's the type of business where you can make a lot of money extremely fast and it's legit. So it's like, it's not a lot of corporate level styles of business. And if you aren't familiar, I opened up a Allstate franchise.
So you have a franchise.
Franchise.
Now it's starting to make sense.
So yeah, the big boys.
It's starting to make sense. I thought
So,
I knew you were more
yeah.
than just an agent.
Correct.
That's crazy.
So, and I never was just they call it a LSP, which is like the person who just does insurance. So people say, oh, I'm an insurance agent. You're actually a LSP. An insurance agent is you have to open up an agency to be an insurance agent.
Uh-huh.
So it's a lot of work, and people see me and they're like, oh, you're beautiful, and you should be a little housewife and all this stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm about my motherfucking business.
Facts.
Like, let's get to the money. Like, and I like to do things where I create my own lane. I don't really like to everybody wants to do a boutique. Everybody's doing a boutique. Everybody want to do a lash bar. And don't get me wrong, all of these are crazy money makers, but I'm always been the person who kind of goes left.
Yeah.
So I had a mentor and consulting business. I had a jewelry line. I had a business called Project Fiancé, which was dear to me because I love helping people. That's one of my gifts. Like, I'm a helper, so I love to pour into people. And so I had 2 tax offices, and then I got into insurance, and here I am now.
So you really don't do too much work.
No. So this is the thing. So I got into the business. Literally, when I launched my business, it blew up because I was the jewelry insurer. All the celebrities came to me. I had got contracts with Rolls Royce, all of the top brands, like right off the jump, because I'm
well known.
No, not even well known, because none of these people know me in this space. I'm in an industry where I'm a brand new, start from the bottom space. Because you got to keep in mind, the entertainment and all that was my background. So getting into insurance, nobody knew me. They just knew, like, who is this flamboyant, over the top person that's in this industry now? But I literally took it and I ran with it. So opened up my agency, did extremely well, sold my company in April. And I just had a deal that I couldn't turn down.
Wait, you sold what?
I sold my agency in April. Yes.
Oh, so your sister don't work for the company?
No.
Wait,
No.
so
We still do insurance, but I sold my agency.
So
Yeah.
what type of numbers?
What, with the business?
Yeah, how much did you sell?
So I did a couple million with Allstate. Yeah.
No, how much do you sell it for?
Oh, I'm not gonna tell you how much I sold my company for.
7 figures?
Yeah, absolutely.
But why wouldn't they just start their own franchise? God.
Because what it is, when you sell, when you have a company like Allstate and it's a franchise, they're taking on all my clientele as well.
Okay.
So when you sell, it's like real estate. So you're buying everything that comes with. You're buying my clientele. You're buying my brand. You get all the furniture. It's all a package deal. And so the type of contract that I was on, the nature of the business is you get in. I was on a 3-year contract. I actually killed it and finished in 2 years, which means, like, and this is all in layman's terms because I know most people don't understand the insurance industry, but you get a super accelerated high commission when you're a brand new agency owner. And then after 2 to 3 years, your commission goes down. So they do that so that new agents can have the incentives to really hit those numbers really hard. But they didn't expect me to hit those numbers really hard.
Right.
So I kind of did something that nobody's really done in that space. And so I did really well. And the goal is always to sell while it's still hot. You don't want to sell on the way down. You want to be able to take advantage. And I kept getting all these offers, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. So sold my company. I've been traveling. I've been working on a few other businesses currently. And now I'm going to be teaching the game on how to do what I did.
Of course.
In insurance, because you got to have a lot of license. You've got to have mentors, and you kind of got to have an end. So you can't just get in the industry. You have to be, like, vetted into it. And so if you don't really know anyone, then you can't really get in the business. That's why I love it, because it's very, like, protected.
I never thought of insurance like that. Never thought that
Absolutely.
you could buy the franchise, build it up.
And the goal is to sell. So you want to make as much money and then get out.
It's crazy.
That's the goal. But nobody knows the insurance business, and that's why I'm here to teach everybody.
How much did it cost you
It cost me $150,000 to buy into the business. Yeah.
Damn. Learn
It
something
is
new every day.
a great business. Like, and I don't want to indulge in insurance because I know like it's boring.
It's boring.
To everybody
Yeah.
else. But I really made it sexy. I made it glamorous. I gave it that vibe. So
Now, how many clients would you say you had?
probably about like 600.
And how do you think? What was? How did you build it up so fast?
So
Your good looks.
I definitely feel like it helps, but I'm about my business. So when you have somebody who's attractive, smart, intelligent, a go-getter, a hustler, and I was somebody who like attacked the business. So I would go to, I like fly sexy shit. So I'm gonna go to the Rolls Royces. I'm gonna go to the Ferraris. I'm going to all the dealerships and I'm building the relationship. Now everybody has to come through me. So I single-handedly was everybody's go-to insurance agent.
Hold on. So
Yes.
the company is
So I bought into Allstate. I became a captive agent, which means I'm exclusive. And then from there, how I built the business was by me brokering all these relationships. So that makes sense? So everybody else that was in the business, they have been in it for years. Me, I want to go straight to the top. So I went to all the high level areas to build those relationships, to get those contracts. And then I said, I don't want the small money, I want the big money. So that's what I did. And I killed it. And I was able to grow really fast because there was nobody in my industry doing what I was doing. And so, you know, when you in an industry and you're in your own lane, it's very easy to go to the top extremely fast. And that's pretty much what happened.
so like, I know with you being attractive, and I'm pretty sure it's male dominant.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
just not the insurance part, but
Just
you actually
business,
is that
yeah.
something in your cup? What is
Please
that?
don't tell me that.
What's that right there? Is that a bubble? That's a bubble.
It's a bubble.
Okay.
Woo!
I'm pretty sure like you're surrounded by you have to do business with a lot of men, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they
They
try
try
you.
it.
They try it.
I'm a really aggressive person. So it's like, when it comes to business, like, I've seen it all. I've been there. I see them coming. You know what I mean? But for me, like, with how I do business, like, you cannot really deal with anybody or they're not going to respect you. So you have to really build, you have to make people respect you in business. So in order for people to take you serious, you have to be able to like be aggressive, put your foot down. And I mean, I had of course people try it, but I was so laser focused that like when you see that money coming in, it's like nothing's coming in the way. Like we're not gonna let nothing come in the way of this money.
Now, by you telling the guy no, would it stop the business? Like, you didn't shut this guy out, and he's like, man, I don't want to fuck with
I
him.
feel like if you develop that from the beginning, then it's like that's on you. If you want to do business with me to try to get to me, then that's on you.
Facts.
But I already got the business. So you realize nothing's gonna happen. Hey, but now you've realized that I'm a great businesswoman. So you're like, damn, I really wanted to holler, but damn, she really handling my shit. I don't want to fuck it up.
Right.
So I feel like that has what's happened with me, where people don't want to fuck up the relationship. I think it's very hard nowadays to do business with like women, and then attractive women at that, to where like if you find somebody that does a good job at what she does, then you really don't want to fuck that up. It's like, why? You can go fuck with this girl, and this girl. So it's like, why fuck up the business? You want to keep the business tight.
Right.
Any true business person.
And then you're around a lot of celebrity-like people, like, because you do jury. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going through you. And how do you not get tempted? I mean, I know you're engaged now, but how do you not get tempted by the money? Or
I just feel like I feel like you can only get tempted if you ain't really been around it. I feel like if you've been around it, you've seen it, you've done that, it's not really appetizing to me. It's like, I got more jewelry than you. Like, I can't really get hype. Like, I love jewelry, and I love, like entertaining and business and building relationships, but I like the respect by keeping it separate.
Yeah.
So.
Let's go back a little bit to like, because I didn't know nothing about you for real, right? I always seen you on the internet. seen you on Instagram. You know, you just Briteady. You know, like I never.
Yeah.
Your sister kind of told me like, you know, she was like the it girl. Like she's on like products and beauty supply stores and.
Well, that's just stuff I've been showing lately because there was something on the Shade Room where they were like, "Where are the beauty box girls now? Like, reveal yourself." And I was like, "Oh my god, that's like my roots."
Okay.
I did hair modeling when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Like, I'm grown now. But I did all the modeling. I was a video vixen in high school.
High school.
High school. Like, yeah, like it's a different day now. You got Instagram and you got, IG influencers. I'm not really fully a part of that world. Like I'm in it, but I'm not really in it.
You was in it before it happened.
Yeah, I was in it before it was the internet. I was in black men's magazines and in the music videos and all of that, like where you was in real life. Like now it's all just strictly digital online. So I feel like back then, like you kind of had to like work harder, go harder. Now it's like you can go viral on Instagram. You can have 1 million followers and have no money in the bank, and people would, idolize you.
Right.
It's crazy the world we live in today.
It definitely has changed.
It's a new day. So
Now-
I just try to stay out of the way.
Now you was on the cover of Vogue magazine.
No, I wasn't on the cover.
What cover? What cover you was on?
What do you mean cover?
A cover of a magazine.
No.
Ocho Cinco was looking at. Tell
Oh
me
my
that story.
God. So that's funny. I was in Black Men's Magazine,
Black
and
Men's
this was years ago. In my early, I want to say I might have been like 22-ish. But yeah, I was in Black Men's Magazine, and I remember it was something. Back then, it was Snapchat. Everybody loved Snapchat. So I believe he was like sitting on the toilet, looking at my spread in there or something like that. But it was really funny. But yeah, it wasn't really anything major. It was just, I think he was sitting on the toilet and he was laughing. He was like, "Oh my God." And then he like showed everybody what he's looking at. And then everybody kept tagging me like, "Did you see this? Did you see he was looking at your spread while he was in the bathroom?" But he did a lot of funny, silly stuff. So that wasn't really anything major or anything like that.
Did he ever reach out to you?
No, no. Mm-mm.
Okay. So how did you like? At what point did you transition out of that life?
The industry. So I used to do music videos. I used to date in the industry. I just got to a point where you just get tired of it. Like you're ready for the next chapter. And so I kind of felt like there was a ceiling in modeling. So I felt like, especially in the urban side, it's like, okay, so you're popping, you were, all these music videos, you were in all these magazines, then what?
Right.
So I wasn't really ever really interested in acting. I dabbled in a couple of like TV and film, but I wasn't really serious about that. I never wanted to be like a starving talent.
Right.
So, but then what? So a lot of these video vixens, models, like, they have this huge success and then they just fall off. So I didn't want to be, the one that just fell off. I always loved business. So, I always wanted to evolve. So I've always had businesses. I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always been the hustler, grinding, all of those things. And so, like in my earlier days, I had my jewelry line when my dad passed away. I named it after him. It was called 101259. And, after doing my jewelry line, it was very, what would I say, therapeutic, but it just wasn't enough money. So I was like, that's a passion, but I need something that's going to really take care of me to where I can live the lifestyle that I want to live.
What's enough money?
Enough money? I feel like now I'm comfortable where I am, but I'm always the person that wants more. So I always want to continue to grow. So enough money, I don't know. I feel like sometimes my appetite continues to grow. So I'll think that I have like a number and then I'll want something else. And then it's like, okay, all right, keep working, Britt, because it's a lot of things that I want. So I don't know what that number is yet on what's enough. But I just want to be able to have a portfolio. So
Yeah.
businesses, investments, real estate, restaurants, hair companies, whatever that looks like. Just a little dibble and dabble and put everything on autopilot, you know. So I feel like it's important to be able to work smarter and not harder. I still want to be able to travel, live, have kids. I still don't have kids yet. So,
What you waiting on?
that's the next chapter. But, I like to have all my ducks in a row. So that's important to me.
You don't meet too many women that been in the industry that think like that.
No, I agree. When people meet me, they're like, wow, I thought you were just a pretty girl. But then when you see what I've been able to do, you're like, okay, like you can hate all you want, but the proof is in the pudding. So for me to be able to do what I've done, you can't really have somebody, oh, wow, some nigga probably helped her. There's no way.
Right.
Not in a franchise. Nobody can help me do that. I got to be able to pass these tests, get these license, build these relationships, answer to the higher ups. You can't just be a bad bitch with a fat ass. You got to actually have a brain. So it's like, you got to really know your shit. So
That's a true statement.
business is, I love business. So that's important to me.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know you had it on your own for real. I assumed.
So what did you
I
think?
assumed that you met the guy and he was.
Who, my fiance?
Yes.
No, I was lit before I met him.
I'm pretty sure he was.
He was he ended up being one of my clients. So I had already built my business. Yeah. He didn't put me on. I already had my business was already built. He was one of my clients. And that's when I met him. So I was already killing it.
I mean, I'm just on the outside looking
Of
in.
course.
So
Of course. Everybody want to be like, so who financed the business? And it's like, no one.
did it myself.
I did it. But see, I've always been someone who I've always wanted to spend less than I make. So I never was one of the girls that had all the bags or had all the shoes, but I was always the girl who had all the money in the bank. Always had all the money in the bank. And I was always very, very conservative. And that's rare in Atlanta. I've never been one of the girls who needed help paying their bills or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, that was very important to be stable. So when you want stability, it comes with sacrifice. So you can't exactly go out and spend and buy every single thing if you want to be up. So, and you got to be able to take advantage of opportunities when they arise. So in order to do that, you got to be able to have some money in the bank. And so when the opportunity presented itself, I was able to invest and everything worked out. So the rest is
Let's show him the ring. Let's show him the ring.
Oh, my ring?
Let's see what's going on.
Which camera are we looking
I
at?
think either one to do. That's
pretty good.
I seen that thing dancing from across the room in Cheetahs.
He did pretty good.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
How many carats?
14.
14 carats.
14 carats. No halo, nothing extra, just diamonds.
Shout out to the fiance. You met him. He was your client. So how did you pick him out of all the people that approached you?
So how it happened with him, he was like my escape. So we were just really good friends. And so he was always, okay, you're working all these hours, take a break. Like, let's go eat or something, or
As a friend.
As a friend. He never came at me like really trying to like get at me. He was just cool as fuck. He played the cool approach. So
It always
I feel
works.
like most guys
always
always come too hard,
Yeah.
and they like kill it before it's even an opportunity. And so he kind of just snuck in,
Man.
and just shut my shit down. And so I couldn't even be mad.
I'm an expert at that. But
So he really just kind of came in, and we were great friends. And, he was always, I could always pick up the phone, FaceTime him, and tell him about my day. And he was the only one that wasn't trying to just do the most.
yeah.
Every dude hey, yo, let's do this, or he was just real cool, chill. Real, just underspoken, chill, didn't do too much. And put his foot on the gas when it was time.
At what time? Like, how long were you guys friends before he put his foot down?
I want to say like 3 months, 3 or 4 months.
Y'all was friends for 3 months?
3 or 4 months.
So
3 or 4. I'll tell you, like we was just really close, like good friends, and like he was my escape, and so he was just. It came from us talking on the phone to where we go out for lunch, go out for dinner, but he never tried it. Yeah. He never made me uncomfortable. He never made me feel like he had any ulterior motives. Yeah. He just was just real, just like, and I never really met that, is how I felt. I never really met anybody that just genuinely wanted to, like, know how my day was, know what's going on, not trying to just,
sex you.
Yeah. And it was just so refreshing. And I'm literally at like the height of my business. My business is super successful. I'm doing good. I'm channel vision, and I even told him, I'm like, I'm not really looking to really date right now. I'm looking to just grow my business, do what I need to do. But, if you cool, like, we can kick it. And he was just mad cool. Like, and when I knew like he was the one was when we was just friends. And I was one of those type of agents where I would get calls all around the clock. I was very hands-on with my clients. That's why I was able to do well, because it was always business hours for me. And so I would get calls at like 12 at night, 1 in the morning, or my homeboy may call or whatever. He needs some advice. He never tripped. He was always on some cool shit. And I dated so many jealous guys. He never dimmed my light. That's what it was. He never dimmed my light. He never tried to like make me feel small. Yeah. And so I was like, that's different. I never really had anybody that was just like, be you. I want to see you shine. He wanted to see me shine. Nobody really wanted to see me shine. They wanted to like cage me. They wanted to lock me away,
Facts, yeah.
Put me in a box, stick me over here. Don't touch. But with him, he didn't move like that. He was like, do you, live your best life, and I'm right here.
I think when guys get around pretty women, they can't help the urge to like go at it, because they might lose their opportunity. It's like they can't just be chill around women when you just gotta relax and just see what happens. I didn't master that game so well. Master that game so well. Not that I even have an angle, but I like having platonic friends. And
absolutely.
If it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it don't, then cool. Like,
right. I even put him on to another chick. That's how crazy it is.
It didn't work.
Well, no, I was out one day just with some friends that one of my associate had introduced me to this female, and she's one of those, looking for the check, looking for the money, and being an insurance agent, like, I'm dealing with assets. So I was like, let me introduce you to my friend, and I'm like, I know what she's on. Yeah. So it's like, hey, let me throw a little assist pass. Yeah. And she was thirsty, and he was like, yo, you gonna throw me one? I'm gonna take it. So I actually introduced a female to him, and they hit it off and everything, which is crazy, right? But I didn't know this was gonna be my fiance. You feel me? I had no idea. But I'm just like trying to stay focused, handle my business. I've always been the homegirl that's like, I'm gonna throw my homies one, so that way I still get all the perks, the benefits, but I don't have to like take it there. You feel me? So it's like, I'm always gonna throw you one to where you like, yo, Brit, mad cool. You feel me? So
so this was like your close homegirl?
No.
Okay.
This is not a close homegirl.
Okay.
This was just somebody I had met that a friend of mine was like, oh, you need to meet this girl. She's probably a good person to meet. You can network and et cetera. And isn't that funny? Yeah. But I mean, obviously it didn't work out. But yeah, we were strictly friends when we met.
Now, at what point? How did he cross like that?
How did he cross from like friend to like dating?
Yeah. Did you show him a sign, or did he like what happened?
You know what it was? We just started spending so much time together. We started traveling. We was traveling everywhere together.
Traveling.
Yes. But when I told him, when I initially, like, when he invited me on the first trip, I was like, listen, I just want to let you know, like, I know what's expected when you want to, like, fly a girl somewhere. I already know what it is. Like, come on. I done seen it all, done it all. I know what it is. And I was like, I just want to let you know, like, if I come on this trip, this is strictly just us, you know, catching a vibe, no sex, no nothing, just a vibe. So if you cool with that, you know, I'll come, but I just don't want you to have any unrealistic expectations for this trip because I know what it is. So he was like, nah, you cool. We just chilling. And so I went, nothing happened, and he was still the same person afterwards. Cool as hell. Did not change up, didn't switch up. Most guys, like, you go, you don't,
Be mad
they
as
don't
hell.
hit, they don't hit, they like, man, you slowly see the downward, the downward spiral, like, so it's like, he never switched up on me. And I was like, I like that.
Did y'all sleep in the same bed when y'all went out?
No, not
Separate
the
beds?
first time that we went on a trip together. But as we started traveling, I'm like, yo, he is mad cool. I'm telling all my homegirls, like,
That's crazy.
yo, he cool as shit. He ain't even tried it. Now I'm like, yo, it make me want to try it since he ain't tried it. I'm like, hold up.
Damn.
But I didn't. But it was just the fact that he wasn't pressed. And it was like, everybody's always pressed. Everybody's pressed. So, no, we hit it off. We were really good friends. We actually was able to build a good relationship before actually dating. And I feel like that's the part that everybody missed. Everybody just goes straight in and don't build no type of relationship. And then they be like, damn, this nigga was a whole fuck nigga.
Yeah.
And you like, damn, but it's too late. So I was actually able to take my time.
I think the best relationships are like when you start off like that. When you start off as friends and there's really nothing expected.
No, that's exactly what it was. And it was like, he already was like, damn, like, I ain't fucking, but you still want to be around?
Yeah.
So the fact that he still was like, wanting to be around, you know, I could call him if I ever, you know, needed, you know, just a man's help with something. He was always there. And I was just like, damn. But it was no fuck shit.
Yeah.
Is why I liked him. You know how you can deal with a woman and then like they there and then they ghost or like they just be having some really unusual patterns that'll like be like, I don't know, she seemed like she got a lot going on or he got a lot going on. I don't know about him. It wasn't none of that. Everything was just real smooth. It didn't feel like games. It didn't feel like he was playing a game with me. It just felt real and organic. And I was like, ooh, I like that.
So who made the first move?
I like that. No, he did, of course.
Like how?
I don't know. I feel like maybe the first move was like, because now we traveling, we're sleeping in the same bed, but I feel like now we're like cuddling a little bit or something. But it was almost like he like became my man without even trying to be my man. Like, I've like never had that before. Like, it was like we were just always together. Then it was like, I remember I needed to take one of my cars to get service, and he let me use his car, and it was just like our lives started to just combine. And I was like, you look up, you like, damn, like, you know, I'm driving his car now, which of course I got my own whip.
Yeah.
And we in the kitchen, we cooking, and I'm like, are we dating? Like, you look up, you're like, oh, we're dating. You like don't even realize you're dating, and you don't realize that you're only spending all your time with this one person. And so it was just a very organic, natural chemistry. And it was like he was just always chill, and I like that.
Okay. Yeah, friends for 3-4 months. At what point did he propose?
So we were friends for 3 or 4 months, then we started dating for like another 3 or 4 months, and then we got engaged.
He ain't playing.
For Christmas. I mean, you got a bad bitch She got her shit together. She got her own motherfucking money.
Yeah.
She killing it.
Mm-hmm.
She on her shit. I mean, why wouldn't you not want to wife that and put a ring on it?
Niggas be playing games.
Absolutely. And trust me, I done seen it all.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like with him, we really established like a real friendship.
Mm-hmm.
We got to really get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I ain't ever really got to truly know who I'm dating. I feel like with him I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did. So, and we got engaged that Christmas. And BAM! Yeah, and now it's been like 2 years now.
2 years? So you're not in a rush to get married?
I'm not in a rush. I'm very business driven. I feel like the hard part's out of the way.
Yeah.
I feel like women are always chasing a ring. I got the ring. So it's like we got the house, we got the boats, we got the cars,
Yeah.
we got everything. So it's like the wedding, that's just coloring in the lines. We got the foundation already.
You know, some women
So-
get the ring and they don't get past that though. They get the ring and never fully get the full thing of marriage.
I feel like that's true, but I feel like with us, it's more just whenever you're ready to plan the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't are we not gonna get married or this? It's like whenever you're ready to plan the wedding, just, we'll set a date and make it happen. It's just real easy going. I've never really had a relationship where everything was just smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Where it was no fuck shit, or I feel like I know somebody and then bam, they show me a whole different side.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's the same person he was when I met him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like, I like the fact that he was chill. He never did too much. He was never flashy. He was never over the top. I was always the extra one. He's the more reserved one. And so we balance each other out.
So he's not like the typical person that you would date.
I feel like my dating has evolved. I feel like when I used to date, it was more of like fun, a good time. Just that random, you don't really pay attention to all the signs where it could be red flags. You're just like, fuck it, I'm living. And now as I've gotten older, you have to date with purpose. You can't just be outside just all over the place. You got to actually be like, all right. Because when you have assets and you have shit to lose, you can't put yourself in a situation to fuck up everything that you built, So I just feel like when I met him, it was just everything, the timing was there. And I felt like I've met guys in my past where the timing just wasn't right. And I feel like with him, everything just all lined up perfectly. And that was the difference. Yeah, everything aligned.
Now I seen this thing on Instagram. It said, would you rather have, if you had to choose, would it be a big house or would it be a big wedding?
Big house. I don't want a big wedding. No, I'm the type of person where I don't like a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I'm not the IG girl who friends with all the IG bitches. I'm not that person.
Look
like you said I look like it? I'm not the girl on the gram who's friends with all the popular girls. I'm just not that person. I feel like those girls have tried to like build relationships, but I feel like all those relationships are fake. I feel like people just want the sauce. They want to be like, well, bitch, how did you do it? I want to see how you did it. How did you build your brand, or how did you stay out the way, or how did you get the ring? How did you get everything you wanted? And I feel like with elevation, you got to separate yourself. You can't be, outside with a bunch of bitches that you don't know.
Right.
I don't want to be out with a bunch of million follower females that are empty inside, or trying to come for my man, or, trying to figure out how I'm getting money and trying to penetrate the set. Like, no, you got to be exclusive with your energy. And I feel like when you keep people out, it's harder for people to fuck up what you got going on. So
I truly
feel
believe
like you got to be tight. And I feel like I don't trust the girls who have 50 million BFFs or at 50 million dinners. I don't hang out with a crew. I be having 2, 3, 4, 5 friends max. and then that's really it. And that's enough for me.
What I noticed, like, it don't even be real friendships. It just
It
be
don't.
like
It
for the
be for
clout.
aesthetics and
Yeah.
clout. Yeah. Like when I got engaged, I had so many people that I've never met or never talked to that were like reposting it when I got engaged. And I'm like, I don't know you, met you, anything. And now it's like girls hitting me, oh, we need to do dinner, we need to do lunch. And I'm like, for what? For what? Do dinner for what?
To get in where they fit in.
Right?
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not. So I keep a tight.
So you're gonna have you like a small wedding, like out the country or something, 10 people.
I'm all about my family. I love my family. I want my grandparents there. So I don't know if I could do out the country because my grandparents are in their 90s, in their mid 90s. So that might be too much, but definitely somewhere else. But I'm thinking like sexy but intimate. And he's waiting on me to plan it. But I'm like, I feel like when you have business opportunities, you have to strike while the iron's hot. So it's like I have to fulfill some of my obligations with, some of the different business ventures that I'm working on. I don't want to miss that space. So I'm like, once the smoke clears, then I'll get more focused on the wedding. Because I'm like, we already have the foundation. We have the love.
Yeah.
We have all of that. So I'm like, it's no real rush for the actual, wedding part. We have everything. So.
I have a friend that been engaged for about 8 years.
Oh man, that's too bad.
It's like, I mean, I guess.
That's too bad. But is she been engaged for 8 years because he's not ready?
I don't think it's not that he's not ready or maybe.
Or they're just comfortable.
I think maybe comfortable and I don't know.
Does she want to get married?
I think every girl want to get married.
So then what are they waiting on? 8 years? That's a long time. I feel like because we got together quick, I feel like
There was no rush.
there's no rush.
Let's really
now.
get to know each other.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like.
Was it like a big proposal? Like, did he like set you up? Like, did you?
You know what? It wasn't even a big proposal. We for Christmas we got this beautiful house in the hills in LA, and
Just y'all
remember
two?
this is during the pandemic. Yeah, me, him, and the poodle.
Okay.
And he proposed for Christmas. Yeah.
Okay. He just seemed like a guy that would like go all out or something,
Yeah.
or like.
But he mad chill though. Like he's reserved. That's what I like.
Very
I feel
reserved,
like
very
most
reserved.
guys that I've dated were just like doing too much or over the top. Or it's like I always had to be on in relationships. I never really got to just let my hair down and just relax.
Yeah.
I could do that now. I have peace. I feel safe. I never felt safe ever.
Yeah.
And that is so important, feeling safe with a man.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, that's a non-negotiable for me. It's feeling safe. And you could date guys and not feel safe or not feel protected.
Yeah.
Or not feel like, you can come to them. He's my best friend. We can talk about anything. We talk about hoes. We talk about business. We talk about family. Like, I have a good relationship with his ex-wife. Like, me and her are cool. Like, it's just, we got a nice thing going. Yeah.
I think when you look at women like you, when you see women like you, you would think it's harder to get women like you, and you would be more comfortable with people that are in the fast lifestyle, like rappers and people that got
I've
hella
done
money.
that already.
Uh-huh.
I've done all of that. It's not all that it's cracked up to be.
Right.
So it's like, I've dated the director. I dated the rapper. I dated the producer. And like, once you get to a certain place, you want peace. You don't want to have to worry about hoes every 2 seconds, or you don't have to worry about, having to be in the shadow of your man, or you don't want to be in that life. Like, when it's time to get married,
Yeah.
I feel like you got to have a difference. It has to be a difference from who you deal with, who you have fun with, and then who you marry or who you want to have a long-term relationship with. And I feel like those are sometimes separate people, right? Isn't that fair to say?
Yeah.
Because I felt like I dated the athletes and all that, but when I think about it, I would have never married any of them.
Right.
None.
Because you'd be worried the whole.
That's my
relationship.
point. Girls that I know that's married or dating, it's very stressful.
Yeah.
Very stressful. And I get it. Like, every day, bitches is throwing themselves, which that don't mean that they can't be faithful, but you're just in a high risk environment.
High risk.
High risk. And so for me, it's like, I love being in my bubble.
Yeah.
I have the best bubble ever. It's a beautiful thing when you find something that makes sense and works. So
I want this to be a lesson to all the guys that's watching, because you really don't have to be like the it guy for real. You don't have to be this.
You don't have to be in the limelight.
flashy.
You don't have to be like, what did Frank Lucas say? The loudest man in the room is
the brokest.
Is the brokest or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. Get you a reserved man, I promise you.
Reserved.
Yeah.
Now it'd be some women that what are you?
'Cause you need balance. I'm a Libra.
Okay.
My birthday.
Your birthday coming up.
Yeah, Sunday, I believe.
What you doing?
We're going out of town for my birthday. Yeah.
Town or country?
Country. We're going to Cabo. Yeah. Yeah. Nice little getaway. Yeah. So everything is more like relaxed, and I'm in my soft air, and I could sleep at night, and it's peaceful.
Now, okay, I gotta ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Now, okay, what does he do for a living?
He is very, very, very intelligent. So his background is in IT. So
IT, man.
yes, his background is in IT. So he knows how to build like infrastructures. So he has a trucking business. He has a car dealership. But yeah, so serial entrepreneur.
Now, because we just talked about like dealing with people in the limelight, dealing with athletes and celebrities. Now the money. Now, does he have to make a certain amount of money for you?
I feel like for me, it's not that he has to make a certain amount. It's more of like a mindset. But at the end of the day, like I'm always gonna want to be with a man that can take care of his woman.
Yeah.
So no matter how much money I make, I still need him to make more
Right.
and be able to take care of his home. So that's very important to me. Yeah. So
I like that answer.
yeah.
So you couldn't be the woman that's
The
making-
breadwinner?
yeah.
I could if the tables turn. You know what I mean? I could, like, if some shit happened and the tables turn, absolutely, because we've already built that,
from the jump.
From the jump.
No.
Oh,
from the jump, from you, like
could I date somebody who has less?
you're a
than
millionaire. I make $100,000 a month.
I think I could, absolutely, because I think it's a mindset. Because sometimes you may not have done the business, or you might be working on the business that's going to make you all this money. As long as you're ambitious and all of that, I feel like you could date people that make less money than you. So I definitely think, but I'm just I like to be able to, I have a man that goes hard, and he does what, he takes care of his home. So that's important to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
And I'm sure it's intimidating to date women who are successful, but and I hope like guys dating successful women, it forces them to want to step their shit up as well. But I don't think there's anything wrong with dating somebody who has less money. Yeah.
I think it's more for the guy. They would feel a little intimidated.
Yeah. Inferior.
Yeah.
I can see that. In my personality, I think it would be hard if I had a man who was making less, because I feel like I wouldn't allow him to be the man. I feel like I can just naturally be bossy.
Yeah. Especially if you're pretty.
And I think that would turn him off.
Yeah. If you're pretty and you make more money, it's like,
I'm aggressive.
damn, somebody gonna steal her from me. I would think. This ain't gonna last long. She gonna find somebody that's balling.
I don't know. But I mean, that's not my situation.
Right. Now, you're about to get married. So, what are your thoughts on
What?
prenup?
Prenups? I feel like if you're both successful, I don't really feel like it's necessary unless the scale is like a huge difference. But I feel like if I was worth like $100 million, then I would get a prenup. But I'm not.
What if he wants a prenup? Would you feel any type of way?
I wouldn't feel any type of way. No, if you want to protect what your assets or whatever, that's fine. As long as my shit protected too. So no, I wouldn't feel any type of way. Yeah, I wouldn't. No.
If I was, I don't know how I feel about that. Somebody asked me that a while ago, and I said that if I was to get divorced, I would give her at least 40%.
I think that's fair. She put in a lot of work in
Right.
marriage. I think prenup should be based on how long you've been together and make sure nobody's cheating, like, you know, things of that nature, to where it's fair, you know. Or if the woman helped the man build their company and their business and all that, she deserves a portion of that.
Right.
I don't feel like, you know, if she put in the work, she was in the gym shooting, make sure she gets some of that check.
I think so too. Because
So I think that's super fair.
if I started out with $1 million and I grew to like 100 mil, 30 mil, 50 mil, and you was beside me, I think you deserve some of that.
Absolutely, 100%. I would feel some type of way if I didn't, because I'm like, I'm there raising your children, taking care of your house, making it to where all you got to do is work. You ain't got to worry about shit. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Everything is all laid out, taken care of, and autopilot. So I'm providing an atmosphere and a space to where you can just do your thing. That has a value.
Now, do you cook and clean?
I do.
Both?
I do cook and clean. Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about?
But my man doesn't require it.
Okay.
No, he doesn't require it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do.
Now, at what point do you think you'll hire somebody to do all this?
I mean, we've had maids,
Yeah.
you know, in our last home, but yeah, I mean, if it gets overwhelming, if I got too much going on, absolutely, I'm gonna hire, you know, some help. Absolutely.
I made this post. Well, this guy, he was, you know him 500?
Say that again.
Him 500?
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, so
he
he was on my
he's part of the circle of CEOs.
yeah. So he was like, yeah, like I don't require my wife to cook and clean. I don't even need her to, because I need her to do so many other things.
That's how I feel. Yeah, that's why he don't be stunting that shit. That's little shit. I feel like the problem is today is I feel like there's a lot of bad bitches who get with men with money, and they don't really feel like they need to bring anything to the table outside of just being a bad bitch. And it's like, for me, I bought my man a Rolls Royce for Christmas. You didn't see that? It went viral. They got like 1 million
Did
views.
I? I think I did see
Are
that.
you serious? It was like, it was everywhere on blogs.
I think I seen it. I did see it.
I said you have some women who sit in the Rolls Royce, and then you have other women
remember that
who
post.
buy them.
I remember that post.
And I did that because I wanted to show the appreciation for my man and let him know, like, damn, you've been a nigga. Like, you that nigga. So you need to be able to be appreciated and have a woman who's gonna go just as hard for you. And so I bought him a Rolls Royce. I bought him a Ray.
That's crazy.
So,
where are the women at?
I feel like men don't allow women to be in a space to be. I've never been with a man who have made me want to do something like that for them. I haven't. Like, I spent a bag on my man, like a real bag. Like,
that's not normal.
No, but I feel like how he treats me, the respect, everything, like how he makes me feel, like he would do anything in this world for me. And I feel like that's priceless. And I feel like men need to be, you know, tricked on.
We do.
You know, men need to be loved on and treated like a king. And, you know, I take my man, I pop up with gifts, and like, he's like, he that nigga for real. So I'm like, you gon' see the benefits on why you chose me to be your wife. So it's like, and it ain't like a pick me or a choose me. We together.
Right.
But he is somebody who literally has like anything I can imagine.
Oh.
So it's like, for me, it's like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I want to go out and do something like that? Because now, you know what that does? It's like, if we didn't work out, where would you go?
Right.
Where would you go? It's like when you've had a taste of caviar, it's like, and I had caviar for the first time today. It was nice.
Today?
Today,
Okay.
for the first time. It's like you're accustomed to your woman treating you a certain way. It's gonna be very hard to kind of, you know, not get all this greatness.
Right. Right.
So, and not that it's about materialistic
No, it's not
things or any of that.
It's the thought.
It's the thought, and it's like, okay, I can afford it, I can do it, and that's what I knew he wanted one, and he was about to buy his own, and I'm like, no, honey. Well, I didn't tell him that.
Yeah.
But I surprised him.
What did he say?
He like, and I want to say, I think it's all still on Instagram too, on my page. But you see the whole moment. It was just like, you're shocked because you don't expect that. And I feel like you don't see regular people buying stuff. You see celebrities, the Cardi B's and the Offsets buying each other these gifts, but you don't see. I ain't seen none of these bad bitches on the gram just going out saying, "Hey, I appreciate my man. I'm gonna buy you Rolls Royce." I've never seen that. And these girls, they got money, they got businesses. I feel like in today's day, I feel like it's all about how much a woman can get, but they not really doing nothing for their man. But I feel like you got to provide that safe haven in order to be in a space where you want to do that for your man. So
you only see that with celebrities, rappers.
that's how I feel.
And it's like, for a man to even think that was even possible, I got to get with one of these type of women.
And he had no idea.
Yeah.
He had no idea.
I never expect anything big from like.
And you know what's crazy? I surprised him, and in our first year, I took him, on a surprise vacation for his birthday. You got to keep in mind we're in the pandemic, and he was like, "Nobody's ever flown me out.
Man.
Nobody's ever like bought me a Rolex or taken me on vacation, and I didn't have to pull my wallet out." And I'm just like, in this day and age, with all these successful women, and nobody has been able to dig in their own pocket and do something nice for their man. It's crazy.
It's such a fast-paced society. Like, I don't think that.
But I feel like if you're loved properly, I feel like that should be a no-brainer.
I feel like I'm the type of nigga that I should be getting that type of stuff. Real talk.
But are you providing a safe haven for whoever you're dating?
Now, maybe
Because
maybe not right now.
What you put in, I feel like what you put in is what you get out.
Yeah.
And then I also feel like then you got the stupids. So it's like, some women can see all the red flags and still stick around. So it's just like, or they like, oh, my man, da-da-da-da. But it's like, well, if you gonna be there, then you there. Don't complain and you sticking around and you allowing it. So
was your mom and dad together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents got married when I believe my mom and my dad got together when my mom was 17 and my dad was 19. Yeah, and then they were together for 32 years, married until my dad passed away.
Damn.
I was the biggest daddy's girl.
That's beautiful.
Biggest daddy's girl. And my dad, he was a super breadwinner. He was I'm going to take care of my family. I'm a great father, great grandfather, just great overall businessman. Like, I love my dad. My dad was an amazing role model. And I think that's another reason why, like, I'm with my man is because there's so many things that he reminds me of him. And I think like women who've had a good relationship with their father, they want a man who has some similarities to their father.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Now I was gonna ask you, so you had an example, basically.
Yeah, but I feel like I feel like a lot of people can come from a 2-parent household and still, that don't do shit.
Okay, so how do you feel like you're gonna be a good wife? Are you preparing yourself to be?
So how do I feel like I'm a good wife? How I'm gonna be a great wife?
Yes.
Or like a mother and all those things?
Yes.
I just feel like I'm a very like positive and forward-thinking person. So I'm always looking for the good. I'm always, whenever we have little tiny conflicts, I'm always like, hey, let's try to figure out, how can we not do that, or how can we always stay strong as a unit. And so I feel like I'm a very positive person. And then also I'm all about, I always take accountability. I can admit when I'm wrong, I can take fault, but I just feel like to be a good wife, you have to be able to take care of your man. You have to, have your own life. I feel like that's very important. I feel like a lot of women don't have their own life. I always want to have my own shit going on. No matter how much money he makes, I want to always have my own money. That's important to me. Because I feel like when you got your own money, then you can't really be controlled. And not to say a man naturally wants to control a woman, but I feel like you don't have a voice if you don't bring anything to the table. That's just how I feel. So, but I feel like I have my own life, and I feel like he always says, I know no matter what, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm a great mom to my dog. But no, I'm gonna be a great mother. I want children. I want maybe 2 max. And I'm a forward thinking person, so I'm always thinking about 5 and 10 years from now. So while he be thinking about the now and what's going on, I'm like, okay, honey, I'm planning for 10, 15 years from now. So I'm all about balance. I'm a Libra, of course, and stability, and just, I'm gonna always keep the peace. But I'm still like a very strong, dominant woman. So I'm the type where I don't take no shit either. So I feel like you got to be a strong man to be able to have a strong woman. So I feel like men aren't always comfortable being with a strong woman because it forces them to have to, whether it's level up or be held accountable for their, shit.
Yeah.
Or just, when you have a woman who like knows and like confident and, she's got all her shit laid out, it's like you got to come, correct. Because shit, you got a top-notch bitch. So at any given moment, it's like you want a woman that adds a little pressure. You know what I mean? You want a woman that's worth losing. I feel like that's the problem with a lot of men. Men always want to be the prize. They don't want their woman to be the prize. They don't. So if you have a woman that you feel like is worth, like that you would not want to risk losing, I feel like you're going to respect and go that much harder for your woman. But if you feel like, I'd be straight if I lost my bitch, then you kind of like, if I fuck up, I know she ain't going nowhere. Right. I can find a bitch that's better than her. Then it's like you gonna move differently. So I feel like you also have to be ready for a woman that, is a woman that you would want to be married. You got to be ready for that. You can't really come to the table and play with that because you might miss your blessings.
Facts.
So
I always said that I want someone that I'm scared to lose.
Absolutely. I feel like that's the only way that the respect stays there.
Yeah. You
with a woman and you done dogged and dragged this hoe forever, you're not going to respect her. Is how I feel. You're not going to respect her. So that's why I'll have conversations with women. They'll be like, man, I've been with this man for 10 years and I've been wanting, to get married and I wanted this, and you done had all these kids for this man, and then y'all break up and then he gets with a woman and marries her immediately. So I feel like that's because he felt that he had to do what he needed to do to get her, but he didn't have to do that over there.
Right.
So I feel like, men are going to do what you allow, and men are going to level up for the woman they want to level up for. So
it's about really like putting your foot down.
Absolutely. Yeah. But you also have to be in a place to receive the blessings. You can't say you want, wifey material and then you not really giving off husband material. It don't really work that way. So if you want some bullshit, you can't really expect to have, this sacred space or, this sacred relationship. You're not going to have that because you on the fuck shit. You can't, you're not going to have what you truly want until you ready to put in the work to get what you want and be able to receive what you need. Right?
That's a message. That's real.
Yeah. So.
What do you think your mom, like watching your mom and dad as growing up, like what do you
Yeah.
think she instilled in you to be
So.
this person?
Yeah, so I feel like my mom was a super strong woman, and my dad was like the spontaneous, like live on the edge type. So I feel like my mom always taught me to be strong. My mom always taught me how to be able to do all the important things, like, you know how to take care of yourself and know how to take care of your business. And just, I feel like all those important business and just values and having a man respect you and not taking no shit. I got that from my mom. My mom is like, she a sharp shooter, like no chaser, nothing. So I'm very outspoken. I get that from my mom. So I have one of those personalities where it's like, you either love me or you hate me. I don't really have the in between. You're either, oh my God, I love Brett, or I can't stand that bitch. So I speak how I feel, and you either love me because I'm real, or you mad because did she really just say that? Yeah, I said it. And with my dad was the businessman, spontaneous, lots of personality, great at almost everything. I'm great at a lot of things. And I get that from my dad. Athlete, I was an athlete. So my dad knew how to, get to the bag, and he knew how to take care of his family. He was a real lover. And so I'm a combination of my mom and my dad.
Okay.
And everybody that knows me knows, my dad, I was the biggest daddy's girl. And it's like, now me and my mom are BFFs.
If you don't mind me asking, how did your dad pass?
My dad had diabetes. It's a crazy story actually, because even though he had diabetes, he was tall. He was, my dad always played sports. So he looked healthy. He wasn't a guy who didn't look healthy. And he had got a bunion on his foot, and because when you're diabetic, you heal slow. So he had a bunion on his foot that just wouldn't go away, and he got a blood clot and died, just like that.
How quick?
He had surgery on his foot, and then a month later he died. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was the blood clot, and he went into cardiac arrest.
How long ago was this?
2015. Yep. Yep. It's crazy. So, yeah, it came literally out of nowhere. Like, it was a huge blow. And so my dad, he was like, when my dad passed away, it like forced me to like grow up, because, my dad, he did pretty well, and he, took care of everybody, like, he always, if any of us ever need anything, we always call dad. My mom's like, stop doing this, stop doing that. And, get them out of our pocket. And my dad was like, no, these are my girls. I have 2 sisters, so all girls. My dad had all girls. And so when he passed, I felt like I kind of, he passed the torch to me.
You the oldest?
I'm the youngest, but I'm the little older sister.
It'd be like that, man.
Be like that. So it's like, I'm just I've just always been like, I have that personality where I'm like the older sister with my sisters. So.
Cheryl, she seems like she's just younger than you for some reason.
Well, she's like a live wire. She's fun. Yeah. She's cool. But yeah, she's 3 years older than me. Her birthday's a week from mine.
I talked to her for like an hour today.
Yeah, she's cool. Sherry is like a free spirit.
Very cool.
She's cool as hell, free spirit, just like super down to earth, mad chill, just, and I'm more of the like, okay, did you take vitamins today? Did you go to the gym? Did you work on your business? How's your credit doing? Do we need to look at your credit? I'm that sister. So.
Now, can we talk about your past relationships?
Yeah, that's fine. We could do a little dibble and dabble.
All right, so I seen this picture
Okay.
when y'all was together. He was in the water. He was on his back. I think I was in like Paris or France or some shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that situation? Like, why didn't it work? Because when I seen it, I was like, damn, these. I was like happy for you. I was like, damn, like she done came up in life. Ross. Like, what happened? Like,
I feel like when we met, it was just like one of those sweep you off your feet, just romance type of relationships, and it was like a fairy tale, but it never felt real. It felt like you're dreaming, you know. And so, I mean, we had fun. We lived, we traveled. You know, I was there for him when he went through that whole case where, you had the ankle monitor and he was fighting that case and all that. I went to court and, I did all that with him and all in the blogs and TMZ and we in the airports and, funny story is we were in Cannes for one of his tours and we were partying with the Prince of Saudi Arabia. And we like took this small boat to this yacht, and so because he's an entertainer, they want to pay them lots of money to just do a quick 20-minute performance, right? So wanted to give him a crazy bag for like a quick performance, right? So we hop on this little boat to get to this stupid crazy yacht of the Prince of Saudi Arabia. Like, I'm not making this shit up, it's crazy. And so we're on the boat, he does his performance. We eat, we hang out, it's supermodels, it's 7 a.m. in the morning, like, just best life lived. And it's time to go. And he was like, no, I want you to perform some more. And, like, you feel like when you're a celebrity and, they feel like you're talent, like you're performing, like, And so they did not want to let us leave. And literally, they like had us hostage because they were like, "Nah, we not done. We want y'all to keep performing." and he was like, "Nah, we out."
Yeah.
And so he called the security and all the people, and they bucked on him, and we went down, and they grabbed one of his little brothers or something, and had a whole like guns and rifles and all types, and they was like, "Y'all don't let me go. We taking the brother."